What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most researched, talked about, and perhaps misunderstood supplements on the market, creatine, all forms. So you've probably heard a lot about creatine. I'm sure you have, that's why you're on this video. Probably heard it gets you jacked like this guy, or that it's just for bodybuilders, or maybe that it's even bad for your kidneys. But the truth is way deeper than that. In this video, I'm going to break down where creatine actually comes from, how it works inside your body, what form you should actually be buying, and I'm going to be talking about how some of the newer, fancier versions might just be a marketing tactic. So if you're someone who's trying to improve your performance in the gym, get stronger, or even just understand how creatine works and is produced in your body, stay tuned. So let's start with a little background of creatine. So creatine was discovered back all the way in 1832 by a French scientist named Michel Eugene Chevreul, MC. He found it while studying meat, and fun fact, the word creatine actually derives from the Greek word krias, which literally means meat. But it didn't become popular in sports until the late 90s. When Olympic athletes started to use it to improve power, and they used it to improve recovery. From there, creatine completely blew up in the fitness world, and for a good reason. It's because creatine isn't just a supplement. It's something your body actually naturally produces. And you actually make it in your liver, kidneys, and pancreas. And it's mostly stored in your muscles, waiting to be used as instant energy. Alright, so here's where it gets interesting. How creatine actually works inside our bodies. Now, when you're training, like sprinting, lifting, or doing anything explosive, your muscles use something called ATP, which is short for adenosine triphosphate, as their main energy source. The problem is you only have a few seconds of this ATP stored. And after that, your energy levels will completely crash and these muscles will start to feel a bit of fatigue. That's where creatine phosphate comes in. When you supplement with something like creatine monohydrate, your muscles will store extra of this creatine, phosphocreatine, which is basically extra energy currency. This basically allows you to recycle this ATP faster, which might mean more reps, more sets, and better performance in short, high-intensity workouts. And over time, well, this just means you're going to translate into more strength, muscle growth, and perhaps better recovery. And another interesting thing that you do hear frequently online is that creatine also pulls water into your muscle cells, which increases hydration and triggers signal for muscle protein synthesis. And that's kind of the part where you see online a lot of people will start to look fuller while taking it. And that's just simply because they have more water in your muscle cells. And here's something a lot of people don't know. Creatine doesn't just help your muscles, it also helps your brain. So your brain actually uses a ton of energy, even when you're just sitting still. It relies on that exact same energy molecule, ATP, that your muscles use. And like in your muscles, creatine helps your brain recycle this ATP faster. So when you supplement with creatine, you're not only boosting muscle performance, you're also improving your brain's energy metabolism too. Now let's talk about the form of creatine that actually matters. Creatine monohydrate. It's the most studied, most proven, and most effective type of creatine out there, hands down. There are hundreds of studies showing that creatine monohydrate can boost strength, power, muscle mass, and even cognitive performance. And it's cheap, like really cheap. The standard dosage is anywhere from 3 to 5 grams per day. You don't actually need a loading phase unless you want faster saturation, and you can take it anytime, morning, post-workout, or whatever works for you. Just to stay consistent with it, make sure you are drinking enough water, since creatine does, like I said earlier, draw water into your muscles. And the ideal creatine intake is 0.03 grams per pound of body weight. So for, an 180-pound person, they should take 5.4 grams of creatine. And for example, if you weigh, let's say, 200 pounds, then your daily dose should be around 6 grams. So quickly now we're going to get into the so-called new and improved forms of creatine you've probably seen on some supplement shelves. And these four, which is creatine hydrochloride, creatine ethyl ester, buffered creatine, and liquid creatine. So hydrochloride basically is supposed to dissolve better in water and cause less bloating. Some people prefer it if monohydrate upsets their stomach, but there's no real difference, and studies show that there's no significant difference. Creatine ethyl ester was hyped up for years, but studies found it's actually less effective because it breaks down too fast inside the body. And then we have buffered creatine, which basically claim to be pH corrected so your body can absorb it better, but again, studies show it does not outperform monohydrate. And last but not least, liquid creatine. Sounds cool, but creatine actually breaks down in liquid form over time, so powder's still your best bet. It does not outperform monohydrate. In short, all these fancy names are mostly, in my opinion, marketing gimmicks, but if you do have digestion issues, I definitely recommend trying this HCl, but if not, stick with monohydrate. It's the most proven for a reason. And to wrap this up, creatine has been around for over nearly 200 years, and your body already makes it, but supplementing boosts performance best because it's hard to get creatine through enough meat. You'd have to be eating meat like crazy. Creatine monohydrate's the gold standard. It's proven safe and affordable. It is the king, and it's one of the simplest, safest, and most effective supplements you can take. If you're training hard, eating decently, and staying consistent, creatine monohydrate will help you push past your limits a little bit. And thank you for watching today's video. I hope you guys learned a little bit. Drop a like and subscribe and comment below what you want to see. And yeah, remember, stay consistent, stay curious, and we'll keep leveling up. Take care.